Bear Dana Blake, back again, more content for the culture. And today we're going to be addressing a situation where a school substitute teacher has been arrested for a fight that he had with a student, and it just was crazy. All right, so the story goes. On April 26, 2024 in Las Vegas, a substitute teacher was arrested after the incident at Valley High School. Raekwon Smith, 27, faces 4 charges including battery, interfering with a student-attended school, assault of a student, and a threat to a student. The teacher is seen standing over the student, hovering over him as the student holds his face. The teacher steps over the student and is seen walking away while a campus security monitor and students surround the student and pick him up off the ground. The student is conscious, and as the student stands up, he points toward the teacher and says, "You're going to jail," N-word, while laughing. Valley High School principal Kimberly Perry Carter sent an email to parents saying that they were aware of the incident involving a staff member and a student, and they are investigating. CCSD wrote the following statement. CCSD does not tolerate violence of any kind. Violence in any form is unacceptable and goes against the fundamental principles of education and respect. Any altercation between a teacher and a student is thoroughly investigated and appropriate disciplinary action is taken. Raekwon Smith appeared in court Friday afternoon after the arrest on Thursday. The fight was at Valley High School and was allowed to be released from custody Friday. Smith was released from custody but ordered to stay away from the school and victims. His next court hearing is set for May 28th.
I felt scared, like I didn't know what to do.
A fight captured on video by multiple students Thursday morning. It shows substitute teacher Raekwon Smith and a student throwing swings and punches at one another, the student ultimately being knocked down by Smith. Andrew Sevis, a junior at Valley High School, says he watched the fight happen.
I see a teacher fighting a student. I'm like, wow. And then the teacher's like just standing over him, like slapping him and saying stuff to him. And I'm just like, wow, that's crazy.
Students and parents that spoke to Channel 13 were shocked when they saw what happened.
I was nervous and scared because my daughter.
Cynthia Rodriguez, Allen's daughter, who's a student at Valley High School, has a hearing impairment. She says with an incident like this, she worries for her safety.
She can't hear out of her left ear. So it makes me nervous because she don't really like if something was to happen to her.
Cynthia says she, as well as other parents, received this email from the school principal a couple hours after the fight happened. It says in part, quote, "As always, we want to keep you informed of important issues happening within our school community. We are aware of an altercation involving a staff member and a student." Fernando Osorio tells Channel 13 he has a close relationship to the student in the video.
He's in the hospital right now, but he said he doesn't remember that good what happened. He has a concussion. He has scratches all over his face.
We reached out to the district for comment on this incident, and they wrote back, quote, "CCSD does not tolerate violence of any kind." They went on to say any altercation between a teacher and a student is thoroughly investigated and appropriate disciplinary action is taken. We will be continuing to follow this incident and bring you updates as we get them. In Las Vegas, I'm Isabella.
Let's check this out. See what's going on here.
Next case is Raekwon Smith.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. My name is Elsora Jackson, bar number 2255. I represent Mr. Smith, who is present in custody.
Great. And I'll withdraw my appointment as public defender since Ms. Jackson's here on his behalf. Good afternoon, sir. Very well, thank you. Sir, I found probable cause for your arrest. Regarding your custody on this case, I will hear first from the state, then I'll hear from your attorney. State?
Your Honor, I'm submitted on custody status due to the -1 on the NPR. The defendant's got no criminal history. There's no indication that he's a flight risk. And this seems to be sort of a unique situation. So I'll submit on monetary bail. I am requesting a no contact order with the victim and an order to stay away from Valley High School.
Okay, Ms. Jackson.
Your Honor, may the record reflect that we have no issues with that. Probable cause certainly exists in this case. Take no quarrel with that. And my client, of course, has been released temporarily, at least from Valley High School. And he has no intention to have any contact with the young men involved. I note for the record that not only I was expecting it to be a 0, but it's a -1. I'm not surprised given who my client is and given the state's position. We have no further comments at this time.
Okay, and no objection to the statewide order from the location, is that correct?
None whatsoever. We're happy to do that, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Smith, the state is not seeking monetary bail, so you are going to be released from custody on this case today, but there are several important conditions of your release. The first condition is that you stay out of trouble. This means no new arrests or citations. Do you understand that? You are not to return to the location named in the report. Do you understand that condition? I didn't hear you. Okay, and I've also signed an order indicating you are to have no contact with any of the named victims in this case. Do you understand that as well? With all these conditions, you will be released from the jail, but that does not mean that this case is going away. You are further ordered to return to court on the following date and time.
May 28th, Department 3, 8:30.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So the initial story that broke out was that the teacher said that the kid called him the N-word, which pretty much started a fight between the two of them and resulted in this situation happening. Now, the reaction online is mixed, right? Because a lot of people know that high schoolers can be a handful, especially these young kids that think that they tough. They try you. I know people who is teachers. I know principals. They have to deal with a lot of these young guys who come from, situations where either they ain't not raised properly or there's nobody showing them, right from wrong, and they have all of this testosterone in them. It's so many things, right? Sometimes these kids could be no joke to deal with. Like, they'll slap the shit out of a teacher if they need to, like if they feel like they're getting embarrassed in front of their peers and stuff like that. And it's like, you don't see the beginning of the situation. We don't know if the kid swung on him first. We don't know, if the kid might have hit him first. We don't know the situation. But I guess as the adult in the situation, he was expected to use as little bit of force needed to diffuse the situation. And in this video, it don't quite seem like he did that. It looked like he might have got on him a little bit, squabbled him up a little bit too much. And that's where the issue is. But he's 27 years old, first of all. He's probably one of them guys who's seen videos on the internet of teachers getting beat up and all of that stuff and was like, man, let me tell you something. I wish one of them tried me. And he a substitute on top of that. The amount of respect substitute teachers get, man, he been ready for this day for a long time. I'll put it to you like that. He been ready for this day for a long time. So, I don't know, man, what his fate is gonna be, how this is gonna play out for this guy. This is a tricky one. It's a tricky one. I sent it to one of the teachers that I know and asked him if he went too far, and he was like, "Yeah, he went too far, bro. He went too far. You can't do that. You can't do that, especially when it comes dealing with youth, teenagers." Now, does it help his case that after he beat the kid up, the kid stood up and said, "You're going to jail, nigga"? Like, maybe that helps his case to say, like, yo, this shows the mentality or the aggression level that he had even after the fight was over. He still was calling me slurs and things like that. I don't know, but as a teacher, a slur is not enough of a justification for you to put hands on the kid. That's just how I think about it. What do y'all think? It's food for thought. Y'all do the dishes. We a community. We got to talk about this as a community. Get in here, get in these comments, get your thoughts down below, and I'll be right back in there going back and forth with you. Bear Data Blake, subscribe to the channel, man. We're growing, and we got all type of topics we touching on. Appreciate the love. I'm gone.